using these organics gives us a product that is biodegradable. When you expose it to conditions that allow it to rot, it will rot.
And now we've scanned the whole internet, so you don't have to. Here's our summary in what we like to call Too Long Didn't Read. In South African royalty news, this weekend, plans are currently underway for a government-funded coronation of the Zulu king, Misuzulu Kazewe Litini. Now, the event will see President Cyril Ramaphosa hand over a certificate which makes the king's leadership official, despite squabbles within the royal family. At least 5 kings, a prince, and a former president are expected to attend. And MTN will be holding Africa's first metaverse music concert. The concert will take place in Ubuntu Land, which is the name of Africa's metaverse. Now, the lineup hasn't yet been announced, but tell me, would you consider attending it? And still on the metaverse, the Facebook parent company lost nearly 25% of its value after it reported weak quarterly earnings, erasing $11 billion in CEO Mark Zuckerberg's wealth. Now, that's it from BBC Money Daily today. Let us know what you think on Twitter. I'm at Lucy_Riley. You can also email us on smartmoney@bbc.co.uk and keep up with us online by going to bbc.com/moneydaily. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Asinvisele sinamukele maswala mahle lomhla ehlelweni Kusile breakfast show sibankulu kusenikhethe kuvanathi lomhla ekseni kungumsombuluko dinge mashumi lamathathu nakunye inyanga yemphala siyayiphetha ke lamuhla njengoba dinge mashumi lamathathu nakunye 31st of October 2022 lendvusela ngilungelele magagula kokumbutambulo ukuthi you can also watch Kusile breakfast show ku YouTube kanjalo ke nasecingweni lakho mangabe udownload Eswatini TV app kabasika singakangeni kilo hlelo sasibukena ngombiko losuke tempilo. Kuleli viki kusukela mhla ka-23 kuya kumhla ka-29 October litekule tempilo lihlole abantu abangu-1078 libahlolela wona umkhuhlane i-COVID-19 kutfolakala ukuthi abangu-32 babenawo lo mkhuhlane kuleli viki kute-ke labasishiyile emhlabeni kuleli viki kanti kute-ke naleso sibhedlela lawelashwako kungumanje labanawo nje lo mkhuhlane lapha eveni bange-48 bese kuthi lasabalule eMednombolo Tinshat kumba ukuthi bangu-64 kuphela so labaphethuka lo mkhuhlane lasabawutfolile bangu-73,558 bese kuthi lasabashiya emhlabeni bona bangu-1,422 kugomanako solo kuyachubeka even lonke lasabagome ngalokuphelele nje bangu-397,980 lesekwenda 35.3% of population yesive samaswati lesisogomele lo mkhuhlane. Asikulomhla ehlelweni njengoba kungumsombuluko nje silabe sikhulumisana nalabasuka khona etiko le economic planning and development njengoba kusasa mhla lulunye kutawuqala lubalo i-census of agriculture inhloso ke yalolu balo lokubuka simo khona emakhaya sa crop and livestock production silabe sikhulumisana nama statistician asoka khona etiko le economic planning kuva abantu njengoba umcoka balo lolubalo nokuthi ngabavela mhlawumbe inombolo kongimanje lapha even itikhomba ukuthi ingabe vele mhlambe imfuyo kanye netipid for nalabo labalimako simo sikanjani lapha even sabe sikhumsana nabo kuva kabantu ngoba bavetile nokuthi bafise ukuthola abantu labatawuvakashela lamakhaya lahlukahlukene emakhaya kuva ukuthi ngabe vele mhlambe bantu labanjani labaqualifyako kumele ukuthi kube bantu labanjani labatawukhona ukuqualifya ukuthi bacashwe ukuthi kwendiwe lo msebenzi kukolekwe leyo data lebalekile bese kuthi ngale kwa 7 sita besikhulumisana nalabasuka khona ka Nurture Head of Communications specifically nkwanyana njengoba takhumula ukuthi evingile liphelile Minister of Health lezinkosi wasukumisana la kusamthethweni lilanga le World AIDS Day leligujwa njalo mhla ka 1 December kapha ke ngaphambi kokuthi lifike lelo suku sitakhumula ukuthi litokele tempilo libambisene nayo iNature liye libambe imisebenzi noma ke imicimbi lapho kugujwa khona lo suku ngesifundza sabe sikhulumisana naye Head of Communications specifically nkwanyana kuva kabantu nje imetamo lesendi ngohulumende kuzama kuncoba iAIDS Community Minister Timela khuluma ngato nje yena kasokumisa lo msebenzi wasiniketa iupdate on ishims survey yesithathu Timela tiveta nje ukuthi level Eswatini sahamba kahle kwamanje kuzama kuachieve abo 95 labathathu statiteka kabantu ke naye siphesihle lo mhla ekseni nga 7:30 siphinde sibuke na police report weekend police report kuva ukuthi igameko dini letendeke kulempela somvo letibikwe emaphoyiseni and of course tindzabade temidlalo sabe sixoxisana nenseselife temidlalo Linda Dlamini kuva ukuthi impela somvo kuyodwa temidlalo ihambe kanjani kwamanje aseselikhefu sitabene tindzabade futhi ecala
awile
Weni babi
emandla abakasimelane sekuphelile ngaso ngeke uphindze usibone
ha kuphele kanjani ngaso goje lesikhwama salamadimoni abo sishile
uNkulunkulu ungikhombise sipho lahlanyele lapha kuwe Musa
sihamba nekutehlisa
Nothando
akamele sigcinele endlini ini uyasangana yini
kumele angene endumbeni
angeke kulunge lento italethe ingcabano kulomndeni wathi ngani
lo mfana sebenza ngemandla kaNkulunkulu siwati kahle thina emadloti la kaSimelane
Simon on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on Eswatini TV. Sibuko Semaswati.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asibenze sikuvusele sakumukela nawe losanza kusivulela star ungene etindzabeni futhi kuqala. Silengosi Mswati wesithathu singenele kugcotshwa kwenkosi yesive samaZulu inkosi Misuzulu kaZwelithini. Kulomcimbi imangameli waseNingizimu Afrika Cyril Ramaphosa unike inkosi Misuzulu certificate sebukhosi lesiyibeka esihlalweni sebukhosi ngalokusemthethweni. Ingonyama ikhuthaza esive samaZulu ukuthi sibumbane siphindze siyesekele inkosi yaso. Silo singenele lo mcimbi sisengethwe inkosi inkosikazi Make lamashwama.
Sila inkosi Mswati wesithathu lebesingethwe inkosikazi Make lamashwama sifike enkundleni Moses Mabhida kutawubusisa lo msebenzi ngebukhona baso. Sive semaZulu besiphume ngetinkhani kutawutibonela mathupha lo mcimbi lo beyingqophamlando kulandzela ukuthi umcimbi welihlobo lwawo wagcina kubanja ngeminyaka wanga 1971 ngesikhathi kugcotshwa inkosi Goodwill Zwelithini kaBhekuzulu. Inkosi Misuzulu sinqobile kaZwelithini leneminyaka lengama-48 njengoba yatalwa mhla tingamashumi-23 enyonini nga-1974. Italwa ngiyo inkosi Goodwill Zwelithini kaBhekuzulu nemvana inkosi Mantfombi lotalwa silo inkosi Sobhuza wesibili kanti inkosi yemfica kumakhosi yesive semaZulu. Kube nekujabula lokukhulu ngesikhathi sekungena sona licobo lwaso silo semaZulu sisingethwe ingonyama yeMaswati namengameli Cyril Ramaphosa. Ngekugunyatwa sigatshana sesiphohlongo semthetho we-Traditional and Khoisan Leadership Act weminyaka wa-2019, mengameli Cyril Ramaphosa undlulisele isitifiketi sebukhosi lesibeka silo semaZulu esihlalweni sebukhosi ngalokhu semthethweni njengengonyama yesive semaZulu nesilo semabandla onke. Lijaji Mjabuliseni Madondo lihole ingonyama yemaZulu ekusayineni nasekuthatheni isifungo sebukhosi lengaso ithembisile ukuthi itawuphatha isihlalo sebukhosi sakaZulu ngesithundi lesisifanele ngenhlonipho nebuqotho nangesizotha. Inkosi iphindze ethembisa ukuthi itawuthobela umthethosisekelo nayo yonke imithetho yelive laseNingizimu Afrika. Inkosi iphindze-ke yagxotsha nangelisiko lwetenkolo yahlukaniselwa sive semaZulu yagxotsha ngeligcobo lwebuholi lobukhethekile. Ingonyama yeMaswati lephefumulile kulo msebenzi ithide kubekwa kwenkosi yemaZulu kusesula tinyembeti isive semaZulu nekuthi isive semaZulu asihlalisane ngekuthula nangebunye siyesekele inkosi yaso njengobe iyinkosi yawonke wonke.
Nase ibekiwe inkosi kusho ukuthi sopona uyise wemaZulu. Njengoba ke inkosi yemaZulu ibekiwe yani no yeno nonke nibakaZulu nonke nifanele nathi ukuthi nibantwana bayo konke lenikwendawo nidakiyo noma ungakhandle ukuthi kumbe ngoba ngalesinye isikhathi kukhona lebebabukile ukuthi uqa nakusengakabe kwenkosi kumbe nathi singathola lelo thuba ngoba phela emhlabeni vele kuhlala kuba khona labo labahle babona amathuba labangawathatha ikakhulu nangabe bakhona emacedzeni labatawuhle bakuphamparisha ukuthi hawu wena ubuke kangcono futhi kunalena lebekwayo ufanele kakhulu kuneyise bese nawe bese kuyakungena lokho sofuna ukuthi cha vele kangisale nami ngibona ukuthi ngiyathatha namuhla leso sigaba leso siphelile.
Ingonyama yemaZulu ibonge kwesekela lekutholile ethembisa khola sive sayo ngekuthula ihamba etinyathelweni teyise.
Ngithokoza kakhulu kuNkulunkulu neinyanyaza kwethu ukuthi usuku lwanamhlanje uNkulunkulu ugcine ethandile kubo bonke laba kade ngibabonga basebenzele lesi sihlalo kusuka phezulu kumntwana wamaphinda ngene nabo malume Eswatini ngwenyama basikhulekele lesi sihlalo bayikhulekele lemisebenzi esihlangene ngayo namhlanje bonke ngoba nibabona ngisihlezi nabo la akekho ngasijulukelanga lesi sikhathi esikuso namhlanje.
Ngoku lo mkhosi inkosi Misuzulu yethulele ingonyama yeMaswati isipho sesihlangu netinkomo letisikhombisa. Iphindze yahlonipha ndvunankhulu wakaZulu inkosi Mangosuthu Buthelezi ngesipho sesikhumba selibhubesi. Ibonga ngekusebentela bukhosi nesive sakaZulu iminyaka lengama-70. Inkosi Misuzulu ihloniphe namengameli Cyril Ramaphosa ngesipho sesikhumba sengwe nemchele kanye-ke nesikhali. Lobika kwethu Indzabeni ngisandile Makhanya enkundleni Moses Mabhida eDurban eNingizimu Afrika.
Sive semaZulu bese ujabulele kakhulu umkhosi wokugcotshwa kwenkosi yaso Misuzulu kaZwelithini. Lesive senkosi Misuzulu kaZwelithini sewuthathe waba semahlombe umkhosi wokugcotshwa kwesilo sawenda waba muhle sawubuyela ngekugitsa lokube kuhle. Emabutfo labekachamuka eveni leSwatini nawo adlalele kulomkhosi. Kanti sive semaZulu siphindze sabonga ingwenyama yeMaswati ngekwesekela inkosi Misuzulu.
Lo mkhosi lomkhulukati wokugcotshwa kwenkosi yesive semaZulu inkosi Misuzulu kaZwelithini ukhombe kuba muhle sibili kakhulu esigabeni sekuthi bekuhlangene emasiko kanti-ke sive semazulu besijabule ngendlela lesimanga sisithe uma singena lapha enkundleni iMoses Mabhida Stadium kwavela kwabonakala ukuthi sokungenile esibili izulu lomnyama kanti-ke ngetulu kwaloko bekakhona nemabutho elive leSwatini. Sive semazulu sikhombe kujabula lokungenamkhawulo ngekuthi isilo semhlaba inkosi Mswati wesithathu sibusiso lomkhosi ngebukhona baso bavele baseke sebatibongela kiso silo semhlaba.
Sithi nje kuyisibusiso ukuthi ingonyama yamasazi ifike izosingatha umshana wayo ngoba lokhu konke nje izalwa khona ebukhosini bakwaNgwane Swasi.
Sithi kwingonyama yamaswati mana wena wekunene mana wena wezulu eliphezulu ukuhlanganisa okwahlanganiswa ngabazali benu nawe uyingxenye kaZulu nathi siyingxenye yobukhosi baseSwatini ngakho ke sizothi ngonyama umshana wakho lona ngolimi lwethu khulisa lo mntana wakho oseyingonyama namhlanje na yamaZulu sithi mkhulise ubukhosi bume base-Afrika ngenxa yakho uzoma ama-Afrika azoma siyathokoza kakhulu.
Kube sobala ke ukuthi njengoba inkosi yamaZulu sayibhekene nawo umsebenzi wekhona sive itawuhamba enyathelweni tabuyise kanti-ke naso sive semaZulu sikhombisile ukuthi sitawuyesekela inkosi. Ebikako etindzabeni ngisandile Makhanya enkundleni iMoses Mabhida eDurban eNingizimu Afrika.
Umfanenkosi Masithela lo seyangasekho emhlabeni ungilomunye bekahamba embili etintsabeni tekuthi ilive leSwatini ligcine litfole mazibuse. Umsakazo wetitfombe yeSwatini TV uhlanganise nangumbiko lolandwe bantfu lebekasonzelene nabo nalasebente nabo kuhloniphane ukukhumbula yena umfanenkosi Masithela.
Siyati lokuthi nemakhosi nawo bekathembele kakhulu kuye unene ukuthi uyathatha indlela kakhulu kusukela tayitolo kude kutofika namuhla njengoba siyakhumbula ukuthi uma sithatha inkululeko emangisini sithe sitofika la sikhona ngabo le bahamba embili mama yolumba fuqa ngengane ukuthi akiwe ekhethweni niyathanza kanithanza lo tayiwina lo tawuthatha umbuso utawuthatha ngobe awine ukhetho
uthi tenomaseka aphumile politiki asasebenza nyalo enkosini Mswati kuphinze kwamsonzeta kubantu ngikwethi abesebandleni leleluleka inkosi phinze abe umphathi sigodi sakamanzini konke lokhu mixa kubantu so usebenze nebantu umntwana enkosi kusuka le kuma-60s lo ahamba kuleli viki ngelesibili kuthi sonke lesikhathi lesi asebendela live asebenda nebukhosi madude
kusibheka isihlahla lesikhulu netimbanzi tazo lebe emakhosini kusukela enkosini Sobhuza kuta enkosini Mswati kakangumfana wakhe agijima abasebendele agijima athunywe indlovukazi kungaba siphosiso ukuthi sitilile lesodwa nasibashile.
Khumbula nje ngalenye ilanga kufika amadoda asebhunya aqoshiwe uyangibida hlala la phansi khuluma nawo lamadoda ukhuluma nawo oqha kulungile ngitawo wenda lipoint ngiyobonana na general manager cha singabonga dlamini okunene angile khiphe 10 rand ngile khiphe 10 rand bekuseyimali phela nga 66 athi umntwana ngozi no ngeke phela nina nilahlekele kumsebenzi ngimi lokunganika imali hayi ukuthi ninike mina thatha le mali nokuthengela abantwana tingo singwabe seng 10 cent ngaleso sikhathi ngithathe amanothi ngilika lokuthini bekunene kuningi lengikufundzile kumntwana enkosi
usifundisa umthandazo wasifundisa inhlonipho siyamthanda kakhulu angeke kuze kufanane.
Umfanenkosi Masithela ufihlwe ngelisondwe ekuseni ngelisiko lemalangene. Umfanenkosi yohlala yakhunjulwa ngemisebenzi lemihle layendele live lala ngekuthula Nkosi. Emalungelo ekomiti lelibuke kusebenta kwelitiko letekuvakasha nemvelo endlini abayesikhulu sekavakalise ukukhathateka kwawo ngemincele yendzawo yekugcina tilwane big game parks leseyihamba advute nemakhaya. Lokhu kuvele ngesikhathi lelikomiti litsingitsa umbiko wekusebenta kwalelitiko wesigaba sesibili semnyakatimali wahulumende wa 2022-2023 ePhalamende.
Emsebentini wendlaba yesikhulu ngalesihlanu bekudzingitsa imibiko yekusebenta kwematika kahulumende wesigaba sesibili semnyakatimali wahulumende wa 2022-2023 indvuna yelitiko letekuvakasha nemvelo Moses Vilakade esandvulelweni sayo ivetele indlu ukuthi libandla libuke kugcinwa kwemagugu elive i-Eswatini National Trust Commission ngekusebenzisana nenhlangano yemhlaba lebuke kugcinwa kwemvelo i-International Union of Conservation of Nature licale umsebenzi wokufundzisa labagadza tilwane noma ke game rangers ngemalungelo nenhlalakahle yesive semimango lesedvute netindzawo tekugcinwa tilwane.
The Eswatini National Trust Commission, ENTC, in partnership with the International Union of Conservation of Nature, IUCN, undertook a training of rangers in the country on human rights issues consideration in conservation and law enforcement.
Emalunga endlini abesavetela indvuna kukhatsateka kwawo ngemncele wendzawo yekugcina tilwane i-big game parks lasi sewuhamba madvute nemakhaya esive semimango lehlalelene nalendzawo futhi seyuthethe nendzawo yemadlelo ale mimango.
Uhulumende angasibukela lenye indlela ukuthi sisabuka ukuthi ofaka lo furnace akufaka lo Khongwane lethi tawusho ukuthi vele sihamba khona la.
Ingabe indzaba yale game park tabe sekwente kanjani nangabe sekuvele kugcina kuyimayindela.
Lenyamatane masibayibona la igcekeni lakhe nje ngeke bese uyathemthetheka athi uthipha kwesibhanyana sakho siyakushaya kuyawa ajiwe nalo furnace athathe lenyamatane ngoba eseyilethwe la akukho.
Ema consultation nalabanikati baleti ngomo asahambe afikaphi ngoba phela that is grazing land.
Litiko letekuvakasha nemvelo kubheka ukuthi lethule kuleli komiti imphendvulo letibhaliwe ngelanga letawubekwa ngilo leli komiti. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Samkelisiwe Khoza nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini eParliament.
Indvuna yelitiko letindlu nekutfutfukiswa kwamadolobha umfana Nkosi Simelane ithile ukhetfo lwamadolobha lutawubanjwa masinyane njengoba ngenyanga yeLweti sive sitawube sifundiswa ngalo ukhetfo lwamadolobha. Indvuna bekhuluma eParliament ngesikhathi likomiti lelibuka kusebenta kwelitiko lendlini abayesikhulu lidzingidza umbiko wekusebenta kwalelitiko wesigaba sesibili semnyakatimali wahulumende wa 2022-2023.
Ngesikhathi litiko letindlu nekutfutfukiswa kwemadolobha livele ngaphambi kwelikomiti lelibuke kusebenta kwalelitiko endlini yabayesikhulu ngalesihlanu, emalunga endlini ngemva kwekuthi indvuna yetfule esandvulelo sayo athandze kwati endvuneni yalelitiko umfana Nkosi Simelane ukuthi njengoba lukhetfo lwemadolobha lagcina kubanjwa ngeminyaka wa 2017 lutawubanjwa nini futhi. Emalunga abutile nasendvuneni ukuthi kubangelwa yini kulamanye emadolobha abaphathi bakhona banetincwadzi tekusebenta noma ke contract letingapheli.
Nangakawulawulelwa kufa noma usakhana kuwena uyachubeka nje kuze uyabuka ke lo mnotho ukuthi solo ubani awukhonakali ukuthi ngagrunya lomunye lotawusebenza.
Yini lento lena ningafuni kuyelikhethweni enakusibo bonke emadolobha yalifuna lo likhetho ngini nje lapha eoffice letiko leni.
Indvuna yelitiko letindlu nekutfutfukiswa kwemadolobha umfana Nkosi Simelane sekaniketa timphemvulo uvetile ukuthi kwanyalo lilanga lekubanjwa kwelikhetfo lemadolobha lisengakabekwa kodwa nakucala nje inyanga yeLweti kusukuma lihlelo lokufundisa sive ngalo likhetfo lemadolobha.
November kuyafundziswa November wonke. Wathiwa December uyabhaliswa. Nami ke ngibutile etiko uthi hey maja idate uyiphi.
Litiko letindlu kubheke ukuthi lethule timphendvulo letibhaliwe kuleli komiti ngelilanga lelitawubekwa ngilolu komiti. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Samkelisiwe Khoza nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini eParliament.
Emalunga emndeni wakafakuthe eqinisweni eshiselweni yasesemangele atfukile kulandzela kushona kwamake wabo lovele wabinza nakungena libhokisi lemfanakhe ekhaya atongcwatshwa uhamba kwalomake sekushiye batukulu sebede labangakuyisa emlonyeni.
Bekulusuku lapho lomndeni utawufihla lijaha lakhona lakhaya leligule isikhashana laseliyashona. Kungena kwaleli bhokisi lakhe ekhaya kube kushayeka phansi kwamake wemufi lenaye uvele wabinza waphola khona lapho.
Bese siyacela kulaba semoshale kusabangalilethi ngayidolo. Sacela kusingcondo basilethele ekseni ngoba sibayavuma sesiyabafonela sithi kungcondo basilethele ekseni ngoba sibona lesimo. Kan nalifika nje lelibhokisi wavele make wasuyathula. Saphinza samthatha ke samisa sesibhedlela lokwenda lokuthi lo mnakethu sagcina singakamngcwabi sakushiya nje bantu bemmango basale bamngcwaba. Nyalo ke bese singcwaba yena ke namhla lokuthi nize ningikhansi. Lokubuhlungu labamfana labaleni. Nami lengathi singabathini ngoba nama ngihlali la ngihlalela kalomahasha kami. Vele bebangahlali nami bebanakwa ngimake esikhatsini lesiningi. Ingawo sithi sicela lisito noma ngaba nje ngiloko kubakhela nekudla naleto timpahla.
Kanike basele balishumi nesihlanu lekubatukulu bebanaka nguyeke lomake leseyangekho. Nekufihlo kwabo kube sihawu semsamaliya lolungile lotsengewona ke mabhokisi omabili. Longaba nesihawu abasite angashayela khethiwe ku 7614 7900 noma ke mangaliso ku 7650 4331 labahlala khona-ke kuleli khaya noma-ke wona-ke lo msakato ku-2411 9600 etindzabeni ngeyongiyani Msibi nginasimuva Shongwe eqinisweni.
Kutemidlalo licembu lembabane Swallows lishaye licembu leGreen Mamba ngemagoli lamabili ecanzeni kanti licembu lembabane Highlanders lona lidlale ngokulingana neDenver Sundowns ngelicandza ecanzeni. Swallows ide kulomdlalo ingakase yanqobana munye umdlalo seloku uqale isizini. Kube ngiyo lecala kangcono ngesikhathi Bashir Mutanda avalela ikhathi lecala lemdlalo ngemva kweliphutha emuva kuGreen Mamba. Esigameni sesibili kube ngiyo iSwallows levalela lesibili lemdlalo nakalicindzetela ngenhloko Felix. Umdlalo waphela ngalamabili ecanzeni yancoba iSwallows. Emdlalweni lomunye imbabane Highlanders idlale ngokulingana neDenver Sundowns ngelicandza ecanzeni. Ngaletethe imidlalo siyatiphetsa tindzaba tevu tekucala telihlelo sitawusa salikhefu nasibuya sitabe sikhuluma kabanti nge-census of agriculture letawucala kusasa kuleli viki. Asithathe likhefu sibuya khona manje.
One, two, three, shy boy. Bola, bola, bola. Baze baphela buhlungu bami bengingatholi banibani. Namhla senginayo umuntu engixoxa naye, ngisidlala naye. Manje ngiyayibonga nahlelo lwa foster care program lolwangilethela wena mfana wami. Namhla senginalo nami uthundulo lwami lwakusasa. Sengiyadi ukuthi sekukhona umuntu engihlala naye lesixoxa naye.
Banva bethu foster care help raise the future.
Pay your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3 hash and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Lo gifted ikho kusebenzisa utakhona uphila ubeke singwa etafuleni.
Hayi mina sengimelele umngane wami bese sihamba sophanda.
Shemo ngichasha maye mahle ebonile.
Ngafuna ukuthi le project ingawa ngikhona nami ngoba angisiwe umuntu othanda ukuthi info ingafa ngikhona. Kule life lesiyakiyo umuntu ngangemuntu kuyafuna at least abe nawo 3 ma skills in life.
Mina ngibonga kakhulu ngoba solo ngatsala kusebenza lo msebenzi abadinga ngisupport labantu.
Nene bekunene kusetandleni tesive ukuthi imimango ingagcini kukampunzi edla emini. Sive sakangwane nebantu labakhethe kuhlala Eswatini abaphila ngekukhululeka nekuthi kubethe lo nyathelo lilungelo lalabanye egameni lekufuna lilungelo lakhe. Sive asikhumbule ukuthi emaphoyisa bomake nabobabe labatinikele kwenta siqiniseko ukuthi wonke umuntu lwenembahla yakhe ingacekelwa phansi ngulomunye. Wonke umuntu akahlale ngekuthula nangaphandle kokwesaba timvele tingatiwa. Emaphoyisa ngekulandzela nekushiqilela umthetho athi into yemuntu ayibe ngeyakhe umuntu. Sive asijinge siwabambise siphinde siwasekele emaphoyisa emsebentini wawo. Kude emalungelo aso sive osomabhizinisi kanye nebantu labasebentako anganyatseleki. Khona-ke imimango itawukwakha nemakhaya akhulise bantwana ngaso sandla lesiya emlonyeni. Emaphoyisa naso sive abasebente ngebudlelwane nangekubambisana kulwa nebucala netingoti temgwaqo.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store.
We're good together. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asimize sakuvusela nalo sanza kusivulela ihlelweni Kusile Breakfast Show kungumsombuluko it is the 31st of October umnyaka ngo-2022 besifitele ukuthi sabe sikhulumisane nama-statistician la soka khona itiko le-economic planning and development njengoba kuleli viki noma-ke kubheke ukuthi ukuqala umsebenzi bekutfola lapho labatawusita ukuthi kwendiwe umsebenzi welubalo njengoba livetile itiko ukuthi kutawusukunyiswa umsebenzi we-census of agriculture umsebenzi kulona lotawendiwa khona etindzaweni semakhaya kubuka nje simo se-crop and livestock production lubalo ke lolendiwa njalo ngeminyaka kubuka nje noma ke sesizavo sekuthi kwatiwe ukuthi tilwane lesinato lapha eveni tinganane sisivele sinaye lapha Simon Taylor lo statistician osoka khona esifundzeni saselibonjeni uhambisana naMelusi Simelane yena losuka esifundzeni sakaho wasenivusele sinemukele namhlahlweni sibanga ukuthi nibe nathi kumbe nasingacala nje ukuthi nisichazele bomgcoka nje bale census siyahle ukuthi vele linenge libalo lendiwa kweveni kepha nakhona kuyadingeka ukuthi kwatiwe ukuthi imfuyo enganani eveni labalimako banganani kumbe kusiniketa nje isithumo sokuthi umgcoka kanje vele lolibalo lolo
siyabonga sibusele ngibuyela ekhaya umgcoka balolu balo lesibendako lofika lusite sibe nahulumende yathini na art ukuthi kude kulima tima kanjani eSwatini ikakhulu kulimeni naseke emfuyweni ekulimeni ngelapho khona sifikele emakhaya sathi khona senini lo mhlabathi lolinywako ukuze produce lokudla lokudliwa kaNgwane kwayateka ukutholakala seni ungakanani wona ngoba mhlawumbe ngeke kwateka kahle uma ngakatholakala lokudla lesikudlako lesikuproduceako lemakhaya kuphuma emhlabathini ongakanani lokho kwenta uhulumende athi senini lo mhlabathi mhlawumbe silima 10 hectares kepha usinika only 1 bag sho sikhona inkinga mhlawumbe lekhona letingena senini kulo 10 hectares lesimlimako basikhwadi kuthola mhlawumbe 100 bags lo cwaningo noma lolibalo lesilwendako lofike uhulumende lumside lumkhombise tinkhomba noma sithombe lesingiso langaphandle kuze afake inhlelo letafika tisite kuba nesithole kudla lokwanele eveni ngasetloleni kanjalo futhi uhulumende luqalana lethu lufike lumsite senini akhona ukubona senini mhlambe yini into lehlasela tifuyo tethu singemaswati sifuyile mhlambe ngaba different itsite ngaba tidwane itsite konke lokungayenta sifuyo yethu ingahambi kahle lucwaningo lufike lesi sithombe lesiphelele senini uhulumende afake lusithe lapha afaka khona kuze amaswati akhona kuba nefuyo leyenele ngoba sathi kahle ukuthi imfuyo ingumnotho wemaswati
kunjalo njengoba sovedele nje ukuthi nibuka konke nemfuyo ukuthi inganani I think mangibuka nje leya last year nangibuka nama statistics ngibonile ukuthi sesenawo nemahashi namadonki sesenawo ingabe nje ukuchazela nje mhlambe kafishana nje kusiniketa sithombise ukuthi vele imfuyo nje lapha eSwatini imekuphi sinalenganani netinhlobo ezihlukene
sivusele kumbukele ekhaya kungaba kuveta ukuthi lelucwaningo lwesilendanyalo lubalo lelagcina nga-2012 shothi silenda after 10 years lesihlale sihle silenda kuvakashela licwaningo bese kuba yi-agriculture survey yona-ke ngiyo lele si-estimate ngayo lokhansi sithatha tindzawo letincane sibuke lokuthi isithombe sesime kanjani bese ke lo ngilapho sesihambela khona onke lamakhaya lemakhayeni ukuthi sithole isithombe lesiphelele kenyalo ukuthi kuhamba kanjani kungaba kubuka ukuthi kulele sigcina kilo siyabona ukuthi tilwane dike tancipha nasibuka kusuka ku 2015 ngenzaba yesomiso kodwa sesiyabona tinombolo setiyakhula sinato tilwane ikakhulu esitibukile nje kuba dingomo leti dlalela lebo 75,000 letilimele letifuya lemakhaya nemimbila siyakhona kubona ukuthi sekuyathuthuka iproduction lesiyithola lokho kwenta ukuthi semncane umbila lesiukhaya sisiu-importer from bo South Africa.
Oh, okay. So ingabe vele mhlambe lokho bese kuba inkinga kanjani nje obusho ukuthi kuba kancane kukhona bese nibamabisa ngabo laba mhlambe labo labalimako kuba kuba advisor ukuthi bende kanjani.
Le poti lesikhipha ukhanza ukuthi isetshenziswa ngibo balimisi lokungibo labakhona ukufika emakhaya abato fundzisa ngetindlela letingcono tekulima nalokufuya basonzetelwe nale mithi lokhanza ukuthi kufuna bayisebenzise ukuze sivuno sabo sibe ngilesingcono netinkomo tabo netimfuyo yabo khanya ukuthi seyiyakhona lokuthi ibe ngilenhle lejabulisayo yezi.
Okay. So yona le information besides nje ukuthi mhlawumbe iseta na hulumende ukuthi imnikete isithombe sokuthi imfuyo enganani labalimako banganani ngabe vele mhlawumbe bobanje labanye lebasitako ngibekise mhlawumbe ama community members noma mhlawumbe inhlangano thide letivisa mhlawumbe nato ukunda licwaningo noma kusita lapho ukuthi sita khona ngibaphi labanye mhlawumbe lebasitako le information noma le data.
Siyabonga. Cha baningi inhlangano lesitakalako kulolu cwaningo kulolu balo lesilwendako mhlawumbe kufaka ikhathi kuba ngowemaswati ministries lahlukahlukene oba asingithi Ministry of Economic Planning lesebenzisa le imphumela yeqhalingo lethu kuphela bangilamanye ministries nalamanye department la khona mhlawumbe la ngakho even la ngekho la kuhulumende ngaba mhlawumbe ngilangaphandle kwale live even nema universities ayasebenzisa ayasebenzisa imphumela yethu abafika nabo nabantu ema-studies basesema universities bafuna leto nombolo abangahle batifuna ngoba mhlambe dako kulima productions mhlambe ngaba data tilwane baningi kakhulu nje dinkampani even nemave onke oba data lesikwelekako noma lo msebenzi esubutha la ngaphandle ufike kube comparable even with other countries so khona silive sitibona sesikuphi compared kulamanye emave.
Okay. So kuleli balo nibuka yonke imfuyo sonke silwane noma mhlawumbe kukhona lendishi yako ngibese nje netinkukhu niyatifaka enamadata yini kahle nginifi kahle mhlawumbe vele lemfuyo leniyibukile makwendiwa leli balo.
Cishe ifuyo siyifaka yonke ingena yonke kufana lokulima sifaka konke lesicabanga ukuthi la Eswatini kuyalinywa konke lokulinywa konje lesicabanga ukuthi kukhona kuba khona kule mbuto yethu naletilwane tikhona tonke noko mhlambe bokati ngabekho sibuka nje tilwane tifuyiwe mhlambe ngaba ukuthi ufiyele wena ekhaya kakho nje mhlambe utatidlela ngabe mhlambe ukuthi ufiyele ukuthi utendela ibusiness for commercial sibuka tonke tilwane.
Okay. Ingabona lo msebenzi ufuthi uqale ngoba I think ulivetile litikona ukuthi lisazama ukuthola abamfu labatonda wona lo msebenzi ngabe vele mhlambe nibuka ukuthi nifisa ukuthola abamfu labangaki nalokuthi leyo recruitment exercise itaqalani.
Lo usovela uqalela umsebenzi nasithi nje kusasa siyaphuma siyovakashela le emakhaya ngekuvela etikolweni letithutane naleto tindzawo lesitosebentela kethu shothi uyaqala nje kusasa sitawuthola abantu labatasibuthela lo mniningwano inombolo esiyibukile labatasibukela ukuloko sibuke 530 and then kutase kuba nabo driver laba around 50 nabo supervisor labatawubuka lababuthako nabo aba around 50 shothi around 630 abantu lesibuke ukuthi ukufuna abacashwe kulolu balo.
Okay. Ngitiphi nje mhlawumbe indzawo lentibukile ukuthi nitawutivakashela kusendiwa lolu balo.
Tindzawo ngitotonke letlemakhaya cishe tonke le emakhaya lesithi ma rural areas funa sigcine sifike khona nalapho nje ukuthi uhulumende azasonzele khona uzama kusita wona emaswati lokuthi bekange kakhulu bonke sebetala basukale kubolo mahasha beta embabane bato bhalisa uhulumende uthi hayi asisonzele sebantwini konke lemakhaya bato khona ukuthi batholakale ethutane nalo msebenzi yes.
Okay. Ingaba nje kubuta ukuthi ingabe bamfulenda officer ukuthi beta bato applyela lo msebenzi bamfula bakanjani mhlawumbe nje ama requirements leni office ngoba sathi ukuthi vele bamfula abaningi ba office lo msebenzi 530 njengabe indlini tabe nibukile kuma requirements.
Siyabonga lesi takubuka uma sisathola labantu abatawusithe kusebenzeni kulabo bantu labamcetsile form 5 basicetha isikole mhlawumbe labanye bacethela ngale bomakhelwane baba na matric ke bona kepha nje form 5 nalo matric sithi kuyafanana bayeda nako lokho bakuphathe bese kuba kuleso certificate sesikole sa form 5 noma leyo matric bese kuba certificate sekutalwa sakhe sebube kumbaze uLeswatini ngempela bese kuba iID yakhe manje sebube bese kuba lepasi lakhe lathi asiphathela lona bese ke ukugcina kuba kuna inombolo elapha eminyango khona inombolo zibama kuyiphinda i-A number enumeration area number iba lapha ekhaya ivalwe lapho sesima center lubalo lapho ngibekisela center population census nga 2017 khona inombolo yafika tabekwa lapha emakhaya ivalweni eminyango khona lela lebhalwa EA tiba nginayi nje kumakwato tona ngicela sibaphathele tona bangitona certificate sinike senini lo mlilo lesibathola bakuleyo ndzawo ngoba ngibekise nje ngeke uchamuke nenombolo yakalo mahasha usemangayani ngoba sitawubhala usebenzela amangayani dasohlala lapha nabo akalo mahasha kungako sisicela uphathe le nombolo lapha etule ezivalweni sakini ekhaya lesi i-A number tafike sikhombe senichawo na vele wala noma sekuqasha ngeke sibe sihlupheka ngaka-accommodation kodwa vele uvuke ekhaya kini wehle wenyuka nemsebenzi bese yasebenza ngilabo bantu ezitawubathola sitawubacela senini bafike baside uma sesaya recruit.
Okay. Ingabe nje Mfini icela ukuthi sive sinibambise kanjani ngoba sathi lokho ukuthi vele kube netinkinga nakutaw kwento yemisebenzi lefana nalena labanye banganivuleli bangethembe labanye ukuthi vele nisuka khona etiko ingabe vele mhlawumbe nifise ukuthi sive sinibambise kanjani ukuthi sibabona ngani vele ukuthi cha vele ngibo laba basuka khona etikweni
kungaba kucela esiveni ukuthi sisaphuma sicala lo msebenzi abasibambise kakhulu bayasibambisa kusukela emuva bakhona lokusinika impendulo letingito siyacela bachubeke kanjalo basibambise nangabe banetinja basibambele tinja nasikhuleka laba lesitabe sisebenza nabo batabe bafake tembatho lo khanza ukuthi tibhale lo mbhalo njengoba nathi nisibona sifake tona sesivele siyasensitize ngalomsebenzi tibhaliwe ukuthi i-agriculture census yalomnyaka wa 2022-2023 dona like ditaba lihlata lo green labatabe bangela lamakhaya and batawuphinze baphathe isicepezana lokuyi ID but yakhe eoffice iyasayina ngumcondzisi inalesithombe sakhe lomlo sebendako yasisayina ngumcondzisi weoffice iyagcotshwa nestembe ukuthi vele usebenda khona eoffice lo lotasita lemakhaya unelungelo lokumbuta lokuthi ukuthi akamvetela leyo ID atobana lesiciniseko nangabe asolanga anetiseka ngashayela eoffice ukuthi athole kabanti sitamnika ukuthi nguye lo muntu akachubeka asiside asebende naye.
Okay. So singabagadza nini nje ngoba ngiyathi ukuthi nyalo kutawucala le exercise yokuthola bona laba labang 530 mhlambe singabagadza nini nje ukuthi bafike basivakashele emakhaya.
Okay, kwanyalo sise tokucala nge-recruitment letawuthatha emaviki lamabili kusho ukuthi ngalesihlanu kuleli lelitako sitabe sesibatholile cishe bonke and then bese sekuta i-training ngoba kuze bakhona kuyosebenza kufuna bathi lokuthi siyosebenza ini basebenze ngekufanana futhi kube bedelo bese sowenda lokwehlukile sitawusebenza sinasicetha ke le training bese sesiyaqala ke siyaphuma and sitawumemetela nasesiphuma nakhona ukuthi sesiyaphuma nyalo kodwa besibuke ukuthi bomhla ka 19 December kulomnyaka sesiyaqala siyaphuma futhi siyakholela lokuthi bantu batabe sebaqala ema holidays tabathola bakhona emakhaya.
Okay. Kugcina nje mhlambe kubuta nje ukuthi labafisele kuwenda lomsebenzi benda kanjani bawasenda kuma applications abo nale certificate benda kanjani.
Cha siyabonga. Le bafisa ukuthi bangenele lo msebenzi welibalo. Siphumile emavikini lengcile saya lengaphandle etikolweni lapho sicela ukuthi sicela sibatholele khona ngoba bangeke bakhona mhlambe kusuka le lapho bakhona khona mhlambe bethemba bani kusuke etsine sele office sale emakhaya kunetikolo leti onke lama region lapho sifike khona senini sitawathola khona senda ti memetelo sathiya le tikolo senini basite bantwana besikole abasafunza babashiyele emakhaya ukuthi kutabe kunalo msebenzi lokhona welibalo bathela bafise kungenela bangaya kulesikolo lesi letikolo sithi listile ketikona eredweni tivakele mhlambe bangabeka nendlebe ukuze umuntu athole kahle senini angaya kuphi ngikuphi lapha dutane khona abeka saphethela ama requirement lesiwacelile tikolo tonke kangwane konke ama region letibekwa kusitho tonke letikolo neto letibali letikhethiwe ukuthi tafikela khona sende khona lo msebenzi woku recruit.
Okay, sisekhona isikhathi basengafaka nje lapha afise kufaka namuhla nje.
Akuhlose kude ukuthi uAfrica mhlambe akushiye ukuthi nje nako akuphethe. Uma sineke sesifika sebakhona ukusiniketa siyakuthatha sihamba siyokhulunga bese bayabuya ke bayathola ukuthi engabe kwambe njani. Kona vele siyathi sibaningi abantu abasemakhaya abafuna imisebenzi ngeke kube ngibo bonke lesabakhanza kuleso stage. Kaba ngilapho mhlambe laba benekuhlabana kuleyo msebenzi sitabathola.
Okay, ngiyavakala sibanga kakhulu kuba nathi babethela simbukile besikhulumisana nabo labasuka khona itiko la economic planning and development njengoba nje utaqala umsebenzi welubalo i-Census of Agriculture kwamanje kusendiwa umsebenzi wokutfola labo labatawuvakashela lamakhaya lahlukahlukene etindzaweni leti semakhaya kusendiwa lona lolubalo bese kusemhlambe lapha bomhla ka 19 December ngikhona ke lapho sitawubagatsa khona ukuthi basivakashele emakhaya ethu bayacela ke belitiko ukuthi sibabambise baseta kuto wendalo lubalo kwanti bavetile nokuthi sibabona batabe bagcoke tembatho letilu hlata baphethe nesicipezana esikhombisa ukuthi vele babuya khona etiko le economic planning. Asasikhefu sitabe sichubeke nehlelo.
Why should we pay our TV license?
The content on our local television is actually more up to date. The industry is enhanced.
It is a criminal offense not to pay your TV license and attracts a fine of 500 emalangeni or 6 months imprisonment.
And the industry is definitely blooming, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we have for you. But we'll be right back just after the break and we'll give you more of Miss V.
Pay my TV license. That's why I can enjoy the benefits of an enhanced industry and keep track with recent transformation.
Mommy, who paid for a TV license and what are they paying for?
The owners of TV set and gadget with a tuner like DVD set have to pay.
Pay your TV license at NetBank with the details provided on screen. Or use your cell phone via the mobile money pay. You could also visit your nearest post office and pay there. Pay your TV license via Eswatini Mobile Imali. Any TV device retailer can purchase a license to trade. Pay your TV license and enhance the industry.
Asimze sinimukele kusele 10 minutes ukuthi shaya insimbi yesikhombisa lamhla ekseni star kwaManchester sikubuka nje le to hamba embili kulamanye emave star uqala khona eveni la South Korea lapho kubikwa ukuthi kushona abantu labangu 150 kulempela somvu lesuka kiyo kulandzela ukuthi kube ne stampede kulenye yemicimbi lapho beku celebrate yona iHalloween.
Bodies lined up along a road and dozens of civilians giving CPR, even as music from nearby bars blares out. An evening spent celebrating Halloween in Seoul turned into a night of genuine horror after a large crowd pushed into a narrow, sloped street, crushing people to death.
The incident happened when a large number of people at the Halloween festival fell down, resulting in many deaths.
Some survivors reported the crowd becoming increasingly unruly before the crush, and others said they were trapped for an hour before being rescued.
There were many people being pushed, and I got caught in the crowd and could not get out at first. An accident was bound to happen.
An estimated 100,000 people had flocked to Seoul's Itaewon neighborhood for Halloween celebrations, the first time since 2019, with COVID restrictions on gatherings finally lifted. Following the crash, authorities sent a text message to every mobile phone in the Yongsan district telling people to go home due to an emergency situation near the Hamilton Hotel. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol issued a statement urging a review into the safety of the festivity sites.
Azasiya khona eveni la se-UK uhulumende welive la UK sovetile ukuthi sothembisile ukuthi tophinza abambe lukhetho khona eNorthern Ireland within the next 12 weeks.
5 months after historic elections, Northern Ireland is set to go to the polls again. The Assembly met on Thursday but failed to elect a speaker, extending months of political deadlock. The Democratic Unionist Party has received most of the blame, having refused to nominate ministers because of its discontent with Northern Ireland's special status in the UK post-Brexit.
And here we are here in this chamber today, and in this hour we could appoint a Speaker, a First Minister, a Deputy First Minister, appoint a new executive who could meet immediately to take decisions to put money into people's pockets today. But the DUP are continuing to deny and disrespect the outcome of the May election.
The DUP's objection is to the Northern Ireland Protocol, an agreement between London, Dublin and Brussels, intended to avoid customs checks on the border between the two jurisdictions of the island of Ireland. Though the arrangement has been welcomed by many in Northern Ireland, the fact it leaves a de facto customs border between the province and Great Britain has made it unacceptable for the hardline unionists.
Today, to be clear, we do not believe that sufficient progress has been made to addressing the issues of concern to the people that we represent. We were given a mandate, a clear mandate in the Assembly elections, that we would not nominate ministers to an executive until decisive action is taken on the protocol.
The Irish nationalist Sinn Féin became Northern Ireland's top party for the first time in May's elections. It and the other parties will be forced to try again within 12 weeks.
7 minutes before 7, Sadimamba lapho tangephandle kwakuleli saselkhefu sibuye ne-traffic update.
Do you remember the spinning thing? This is us. This picture represents what we did. We were there when coronavirus wreaked havoc in our population. Together with other stakeholders, we formed the first line, controlling the spread of the unknown and unseen enemy of the people. Anxious ourselves, we collected dead bodies countrywide. At the time when no one wanted to come near dead bodies of loved ones, we did care for our fellow citizens. Thank you, the people of Eswatini and teams of first responders.
Asimzele sikumukele lesikhathi isidobuka simo semgwaqo na Constable Ntombeni sikuvusele fa ukuthi ngabe kuhambeka kanjani lo mhla ekseni.
Ngikuvusele Magagula, ngivusele naye umbukeli wekusile breakfast show. Imigwaqo elivela kaNgwane singumbutho wembubene esive sesihlolile cishe yonkana eveni. Imigwaqo leminengi iyahambeka yebo kona tikhona tikhinyabedo letilapha nalapha kepha ngeke timende umshayeli noma ke lo sebenzisa umgwaqo ukuthi angakhoni kufika lapho afise kufika khona. Emadolobha ke elive nawo ahloliwe tibane temgwaqo lesekhathe edolobheni elikhulu eMbabane ekuphumeni lapha ebus rank na Dota KFC nalethi lapha eMangwaneni adisebendi nyalo ekseni siyakhuthatha nje bashayeli ukuthi abaniketane tigaba sekuhamba ikakhulukazi kuleti bane letapha eMangwaneni timotolo tibonakala setenga ngelitubanele lisetulu adiseni kuleli totibane temgwaqo nje bashayeli abanake kakhulu lapho. Umgwaqo lomkhulu osuka khona eHekenda Sengwenya ubheke khona kamanzini lokufaka ekhathi naye eMalagwane uyahambeka ngaphandle nje kwekusuka lapha kumathapha kuyafika lapha kalozitha sigadile ke lapho ukuthi nakubumbana insimbi yesiphohlongo sisebenza emgwaqo sitabe setikhona lapho emgwaqweni kuwo umvila lobheka khona eMbabane nje nangabe umgwaqo sovaliwe timpawu tisuke tibekiwe asilinciphise litubane kuze ukuthi siphephe sisawusebenzisa umgwaqo. Kulomunye umgwaqo lesiuhlolile umgwaqo losuka khona enhlangano ubheke khona esithe lapha endalini noma ke etangomeni kunesakhiwo lesikhona lapho kwakhiwa wona emadamu lo kwenda kwekuthi imotolo tibe nekuphazamiseka ikakhulukazi ngoba umgwaqo lapho ulidvundvu kani kuwela dona tigulumba letinkulu kanye nemaloli kusasetshenzwa khona lapho. Lawo ke sisekhona lapho eshiselweni umgwaqo losuka khona ensalitshe ubheke khona esiphambanweni siyanaka umgwaqo lapho kuyasetshenzwa sithi nje bashayeli abatihloniphe tisebenzise emgwaqo khona lapho kuletinye tindzawo ke kunetinfuli letiphakamako sithi nje la kunetinfuli khona asikhanyise tona tibane letinkhulu ukuze kuthi sikhone kubonana sibashayeli ngale kwaloko Thombeni naye umbukeli imigwaqo yelive laKangwane iyahambeka kude lokungakanani bekungamvimba umshayeli ukuthi afike lapho afise kufika khona kungaba nje kufisela yena umbukeli lusuku loluhle naluphephile basetawusebenzisa yona imigwaqo yelive laKangwane.
Constable fakuthi kusiniketa loyo mbiko sitawuthatha likhefu nasibuya sithatha tindzaba tefude sibili.
Sanibonani bantu labasha. Namhla sibone kuhle ukuthi sikhulumisane ngetindzaba tempilo nethi singasitana kanjani ukuthi sihlale singilabaphilile. Ingabe khona yini lowati nge-Dreams Services?
Yebo sisi, mina ngivile ngalo lolu hlelo lwe-Faith and Community Initiatives. Yelitiko letempilo kanye nenhlangano yaka-PACT.
Ngicela usho lokwatiko sisi khona sonke sitositakala.
Luhlelo lwe-Dreams lunetinhlangothi letiningi letifaka ekhatsi kuhlola simo sengati, kunakekela ema-OVC, kusita ngemabhizinisi, nekugwema bucala bekuhlukubetana ngewebulili. Lokuhle kakhulu nyalo ukuthi sesingaluthola lwati loluningi ngoba selukhona lana emasompheni ethu.
Uqinisile sisi, mshayele ntandla. Onke emasontfo sakatoba nayo indlela yekuchumana na Dream Services. Kude bantfu lobasha batokhona kutfola lisito lekutimela, bangatikhanzi ebungotini bethi batfole kugula noma bahlukumedeke.
Lo mlayeto wemasomvo ni ulethela litiko letempilo netinhlangano letina Dream Services.
Baba nanyamake.
Soke ngikhumbulile. Hamba nje kuseni sengibuya ngikhumbulile. Basisita ke mfana. Ngoba bese kukhala libhungane la. Yonke tindlu zahlala eMTT. Uyayibona le ndzawo.
Basisita ke laba umuntu ufika sinika labantwana. Kanivele nangemhamba itolo bantwana bebakhulela kubantu abadzala umceli nakulomunye etatoni libathise ekhaya.
Bantwa bethu foster care help raise the future bethembethini.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni per month. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store.
We're good together. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asipenze sinimukele sikuvusele nawo lo sanza kusivulela ihlelweni Kusile breakfast lesikhathi sitawuthatha tindzaba tefu desibili. Silenkosi Mswati wesithathu singenele kugcotshwa kwenkosi yesive samaZulu inkosi imisizulu kaZwelithini kulomcimbi imengameli waseNingizimu Afrika Cyril Ramaphosa unike inkosi imisizulu certificate sebukhosi lesiyibeka esihlalweni sebukhosi ngalokusemthethweni. Ingonyama ikhuthaza isive samaZulu ukuthi sibumbane siphindze siyisekele inkosi yaso. Silo singenelelo umcimbi sisingethwe inkosikazi Makela Mashwama.
Sila inkosi Mswati wesithathu lebesingethwe inkosikazi Makela Mashwama sifike enkundleni Moses Mabhida kutawubusisa lo msebenzi ngebukhona baso. Sive semaZulu besiphume ngetinkhani kutawutibonela mathupha lo mcimbi lo beyingcophamlando kulandzela ukuthi umcimbi welihlobo lwawo wagcina kubanjwa ngeminyaka wanga-1971 ngesikhathi kugcotshwa inkosi Goodwill Zwelithini kaBhekuzulu. Inkosi imisuzulu sinqobile kaZwelithini leneminyaka lengama-48 njengoba yatalwa mhla tingamashumi-23 enyonini nga-1974. Italwa ngiyo inkosi Goodwill Zwelithini kaBhekuzulu nemfana inkosi Mantfombi lotalwa silo inkosi Sobhuza wesibili kanti inkosi yemfica kumakhosi yesive semaZulu. Kube nekujabula lokukhulu ngesikhathi sekungena sona liqobo lwaso silo semazulu sisingethwe ingonyama yeMaswati namengameli Cyril Ramaphosa. Nekugunyatwa sigatshana sesiphohlongo semthetho we-Traditional and Khoisan Leadership Act weminyaka wa-2019, mengameli Cyril Ramaphosa undlulisele isitifiketi sebukhosi lesibeka silo semazulu esihlalweni sebukhosi ngalokhu semthethweni njengengonyama yesive semazulu nesilo semabandla onke. Lijaji Mjabuliseni Madondo lihole ingonyama yemazulu ekusayineni nasekuthatheni isifungo sebukhosi lengaso ithembisile ukuthi itawuphatha sihlalo sebukhosi sakaZulu ngesithundi lesisifanele nenhlonipho nebuqotho nangesizotha. Inkosi iphindze ethembisa ukuthi itawuthobela umthethosisekelo nayo yonke imithetho yelive laseNingizimu Afrika. Inkosi iphindze-ke yagxotshwa nangelisiko lwetenkolo yahlukaniselwa sive semazulu yagxotshwa ngeligqobo lwebuholi lobukhethekile. Ingonyama yeMaswati lephefumulile kulo msebenzi ithide kubekwa kwenkosi yamaZulu kusesula Nyembeti isive semazulu nekuthi isive semazulu asihlalisane ngekuthula nangebunye siyesekele inkosi yaso njengobe iyinkosi yawonke wonke.
Nase ibekiwe inkosi kusho ukuthi sopona uyise wemazulu. Njengoba ke inkosi yemazulu ibekiwe yani no yeno nonke nibakaZulu nonke nifanele nathi ukuthi nibantwana bayo konke lenikwendako nidakiyo noma ungakhandle ukuthi kumbe ngoba ngalesinye isikhathi kukhona lebebabukile ukuthi okuqa nakusengakabekwe inkosi kumbe nathi singalitfola lelo thuba ngoba phela emhlabeni vele kuhlala kuba khona labo labahle babona emathuba labangawathatha ikakhulu nangabe bakhona emaqedzeni labatawuhle bakuphamparisha ukuthi hawu wena ubuke kangcono futhi kunalena lebekwako ufanele kakhulu kuneyise bese nawe bese kuyakungena lokho sofuna ukuthi cha vele kangisale nami ngibona ukuthi ngiyathatha namuhla leso sigaba leso siphelile.
Ingonyama yamaZulu ibonge kwesekela lekutholile ethembisa khola sive sayo ngekuthula ihamba etinyathelweni teyise.
Ngithokoza kakhulu kuNkulunkulu nezinyanyaza kwethu ukuthi usuku lwanamhlanje uNkulunkulu ugcine ethandile kubo bonke laba kade ngibabonga basebenzele lesi sihlalo kusuka phezulu kumntwana wamaphinda ngene nabo malume Eswatini ngwenyama basikhulekele lesi sihlalo abayikhulekele lemisebenzi esihlangene ngayo namhlanje bonke ngoba nibabona ngisihlezi nabo la akekho ngasijulukelanga lesi sikhathi esikuso namhlanje.
Ngobe lo mkhosi inkosi iMisuzulu yethulele ingonyama yeMaswati isipho sesihlangu netinkomo letisikhombisa. Iphindze yahlonipha ndvunankhulu wakaZulu inkosi Mangosuthu Buthelezi ngesipho sesikhumba selibhubesi ibonga ngekusebentela bukhosi nesive sakaZulu iminyaka lengama-70. Inkosi iMisuzulu ihloniphe namengameli Cyril Ramaphosa ngesipho sesikhumba sengwe nemchele kanye-ke nesikhali. Lobika kwethu Indzabeni ngisandile Makhanya enkundleni iMoses Mabhida eDurban eNingizimu Afrika.
Isive semazulu bese ujabulele kakhulu umkhosi wokugcotshwa kwenkosi yaso iMisuzulu kaZwelithini. Lesive senkosi iMisuzulu kaZwelithini sewuthathe waba semahlombe umkhosi wokugcotshwa kwesilo sawenda waba muhle sawubiyela ngokugitsa lokube kuhle. Emabutho libeka chamuka eveni Eswatini nawo wadlelele kulo mkhosi kanti isive semazulu siphindze sabonga ingonyama yeMaswati ngekwesekela inkosi iMisuzulu.
Lo mkhosi lomkhulukati wokugcotshwa kwenkosi yesive semazulu inkosi iMisuzulu kaZwelithini ukhombe kuba muhle sibili kakhulu esigabeni sekuthi bekuhlangene emasiko kanti-ke sive semazulu besijabule ngendlela lesimanga. Sisithe uma sigena lapha enkundleni iMoses Mabhida Stadium kwavela kwabonakala ukuthi sokungenile sibili izulu lomnyama kanti-ke ngetulu kwaloko bekakhona nemabutho elive leSwatini. Sive semaZulu sikhombe kujabula lokungenamkhawulo ngekuthi isilo semhlaba inkosi Mswati wesithathu sibusiso lomkhosi ngebukhona baso bavele baseke sibatibongela kiso silo semhlaba.
Sithi nje kuyisibusiso ukuthi ingonyama yamasazi ifike izosisingatha umshana wayo ngoba lokhu konke nje izalwa khona ebukhosini bakwaNgwane Eswatini.
Sithi kwingonyama yamaswati mana wena wekunene mana wena wezulu eliphezulu ukuhlanganisa okwahlanganiswa ngabazali benu nawe uyingxenye kaZulu nathi siyingxenye yobukhosi baseSwatini ngakho ke sizothi ngonyama umshanakho lona ngolimi lwethu khulisa lo mntanakho oseyingonyama namhlanje na yamaZulu sithi mkhulise ubukhosi bume base-Afrika ngenxa yakho uzoma ama-Afrika azoma siyathokoza kakhulu.
Kube sobala ke ukuthi njengoba inkosi yamaZulu sayibhekene nawo umsebenzi wekhona sive itawuhamba etinyathelweni tabuyise kanti ke naso sive semaZulu sikhombisile ukuthi sitawuyesekela inkosi. Ebutako etindzabeni ngisandile Makhanya enkundleni iMoses Mabhida eDurban eNingizimu Afrika.
Umfana Nkosi Masithela lo siyangasekho ngilomunye bekahamba imbili etindzabeni ukuthi live leSwatini ligcine litfole emazibuse. Umsakazo weSwatini TV uhlanganise nangumbiko lolandwe bantfu lebekasondelene nabo la nalasebente nabo kuhloniphane ukukhumbula yena umfana Nkosi Masithela.
Siyati lokuthi nemakhosi nawo bekathembele kakhulu kuye unene ukuthi uyathatha indlela kakhulu kusukela tayitolo kude kutofika namuhla njengoba siyakhumbula ukuthi uma sithatha inkululeko emangisini sithe sitofika la sikhona ngabo le bahamba embili babayolumba fuqa ngengane ukuthi akiwe ekhethweni niyathanda kanithanda lo tayiwina lo tawuthatha umbuso utawuthatha ngobe awine ukhetho
uthi tenomaseka aphumile politiki asasebenza nyalo enkosini Mswati kuphinze kwamsonzeta kubantu ngikuthi abesebandleni leleluleka inkosi phinze abe umphathi sigodi sakamanzini konke loku mixa kubantu so usebenze nebantu umntwana enkosi kusuka le kuma 60s lo ahamba kuleli viki lesibili kuthi sonke lesikhathi lesi asebenzela live asebenza nebukhosi madoda
kusibheka isihlahla lesikhulu netimbanzi tazo lebe emakhosini kusukela enkosini Sobhuza kuta enkosini Mswati bekangumfana wakhe agijima abasebentele agijima athunywe indlovukazi kungaba siphosiso ukuthi sitilile lesodwa nasibashile
khumbula nje ngalenye ilanga kufika amadoda asebhunya aqoshiwe uyangibida hlala la phansi khuluma nawo lamadoda ukhuluma nawo oqha kulungile ngitawo wenta lipoint ngiyobonana na general manager cha singabonga dlamini okunene angile khiphe 10 rand ngile khiphe 10 rand bekuseyimali phela nga 66 athi umntwana ngozi no ngeke phela nina nilahlekele kumsebenzi ngimi lokunganika imali hayi ukuthi ninike mina thatha le mali nokuthengela abantwana tingo singwabe seng 10 cent ngaleso sikhathi ngithathe amanothi ngilika lokuthini bekunene kuningi lengikufundzile kumntwana enkosi
usifundisa umthandazo wasifundisa inhlonipho siyamthanda kakhulu angeke kuze kufanane
Umfana Nkosi eMasethela ufihlwe ngelisonto ekuseni ngelisiko lemalangeni. Umfana Nkosi uyohlala akhunjulwa ngemisebenzi emihle layendele live. Malunga elikomiti lelibuke kusebenza kwelitiko letekuvakasha netindzaba temvelo endlini yabayesikhulu sekuvakalise ukukhathateka kwawo ngemincele yetindzawo tekugcina tilwane eBig Game Parks eseyihamba dvute nemakhaya. Lokhu kuvele ngesikhathi lelikomiti litsingitsa umbiko wokusebenza kwalelitiko wesigaba sesibili semnyakatimali wahulumende wa 2022-2023.
Emsebentini wendlu yabayesikhulu ngalesihlanu bekudzingitsa imibiko yokusebenza kwamatika ahulumende wesigaba sesibili semnyakatimali wahulumende wa 2022-2023. Indvuna yelitiko letekuvakasha nemvelo Moses Vilakade sandvulelweni sayo ivetele indlu kutsi libandla libuke kugcinwa kwemagugu elive i-Eswatini National Trust Commission ngekusebenzisana nenhlangano yemhlaba libuke kugcinwa kwemvelo i-International Union of Conservation of Nature licale umsebenzi wokufundzisa labagadza tilwane noma ke game rangers ngemalungelo nenhlalakahle yesive semimango lesedvute netindzawo tekugcinwa tilwane.
The Eswatini National Trust Commission, ENTC, in partnership with the International Union of Conservation of Nature, IUCN, undertook a training of rangers in the country on human rights issues consideration in conservation and law enforcement.
Emalunga endlini abese avetela indvuna kukhathateka kwawo ngemncele wendzawo yekugcina tilwane i-Big Game Parks lathi sewuhamba madvute nemakhaya esive semimango lehlalelene nalendzawo futhi seyuthethe nendzawo yemadlelo ale mimango.
Uhulumende angasibukela lenye indlela ukuthi sisabuka kutofaka lo fenisi akufaka lo khongwane leti tawusho ukuthi vele sihamba khona la
ingabe indzaba yale game park tabe sekwente kanjani nangabe sekuvele kugcina kuyimayindelo
lenyamatane masibayibona la igcekeni lakhe nje ngeke bese yathemthetheka athi uthipha kwesibhanyana sakho siyakushaya yawa ajuwe nalo fenisi athathe lenyamatane ngoba eseyilethwe la akukho
ema consultation nalabanikati baleti ngomo asahambe afikaphi ngoba phela that is grazing land.
Litiko letekuvakasha nemvelo kubheke ukuthi letfule kuleli komiti timphendvulo letibhaliwe ngelilanga lelitawubekwa ngilo leli komiti. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Samkelsuye Khoza nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini eParliament.
Indvuna yelitiko letindlu nekutfutfukiswa kwamadolobha mfana Nkosi Simelane ithile ukhetho lwamadolobha lutawubanjwa masinyane njengoba ngenyanga yeLweti sive sitawube sifundiswa ngalo lukhetho lwamadolobha. Indvuna beyikhuluma ePhalamende ngesikhathi likomiti lelibuke kusebenta kwelitiko endlini yabayesikhulu litsingisa umbiko wekusebenta kwalelitiko wesigaba sesibili semnyakatimali wahulumende wa 2022-2023.
Ngesikhathi litiko letindlu nekutfutfukiswa kwemadolobha livele ngaphambi kwelikomiti lelibuke kusebenta kwalelitiko endlini yabayesikhulu ngalesihlanu, emalunga endlini ngemva kwekuthi indvuna yetfule esandvulelo sayo athandze kwati endvuneni yalelitiko umfana Nkosi Simelane ukuthi njengoba lukhetfo lwemadolobha lagcina kubanjwa ngeminyaka wa 2017 lutawubanjwa nini futhi. Emalunga abutile nasendvuneni ukuthi kubangelwa yini kulamanye amadolobha abaphathi bakhona banetincwadzi tekusebenta noma ke contract letingapheli.
Nangakawulawulelwa kufa noma usakhana ukuwena uyachubeka nje kuze uyabuka ke lo mnotho ukuthi solo ubani awukhonakali ukuthi kungagrunya lomunye lotawusebenza.
Yini lento lena ningafuni kuyelikhethweni kusibo bonke amadolobha ayalifuna lo likhetho ngini nje lapha eoffice letiko leni.
Indvuna yelitiko letindlu nekutfutfukiswa kwemadolobha umfana Nkosi Simelane sekaniketa timphendvulo uvetile ukuthi kwanyalo lilanga lekubanjwa kwelukhetfo lwemadolobha lisengakabekwa kodwa nakucala nje inyanga yeLweti kusukuma luhlelo lokufundisa sive ngalo lukhetfo lwemadolobha.
November kuyafundziswa November wonke. Wathiwa December uyabhaliswa. Nami ke ngibutile etiko uthi hey maja idate uyiphi.
Litiko letindlu kubheke ukuthi letfule timphendvulo tibhaliwe kuleli komiti ngelilanga lelitawubekwa ngilolu komiti. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Samkeliswe Khoza nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini ePhalamende.
Amalunga emndeni wakaFakuthi ecinisweni yeshiselweni yasesemangele atfukile kulandzela kushona kwamake wabo lovele wabinzana kungena libhokisi lemfanakhe ekhaya Tongcwatshwa kuhamba kwalomake sekushiye batukulu sebede labangakisa emlonyeni.
Bekulusuku lapho lomndeni utowufihla lijaha lakhona lakhaya leligule isikhashana laseliyashona. Kungena kwaleli bhokisi lakhe ekhaya kube kushayeka phansi kwamake wemufi lenaye uvele wabinza waphola khona lapho.
Bese siyacela kulaba semoshale kusabangalilethi ngayidolo. Sacela singcono basilethele ekseni ngoba sibayavuma sesiyabafonela sithi kungcono basilethele ekseni ngoba sibona lesimo. Kan nalifika nje lelibhokisi wavele make wasuyathula. Saphinda samthatha ke samisa esibhedlela lokwenda lokuthi lo mnakethu sagcina singakamngcwabi sakushiya nje bantu bemmango basale bamngcwaba. Nyalo ke bese singcwaba yena ke namhla lokuthi nize ningikhansi. Lokubuhlungu labantwana labaleni nami lengathi ngilabathini ngoba nama ngihlali la ngihlalela kalomahasha kami. Vele bebangahlali nami bebanakwa ngimake esikhatsini lesiningi. Ingawo sithi sicela lisito noma ngaba nje ngiloko kubakhela nekudla naleto timbahla.
Kanike basele balishumi nesihlanu lekubatukulu bebanaka nguyeke lomake leseyangekho. Nekufihlo kwabo kube sihawu semsamaliya lolungile lothenge wona-ke amabhokisi omabili. Longaba nesihawu abasite angashayela khethiwe ku-7614 7900 noma-ke mangaliso ku-7650 4331 labahlala khona-ke kuleli khaya noma-ke wona-ke lo msakato ku-2411 9600. Etindzabeni ngengiyani Msibi nginasimuva Shongwe eqinisweni.
Licembu lebahlabeleli tetingoma te-Afropop lelive laseNingizimu Afrika emafikizolo ikhutsata abomake tingani kanye nemindeni netihlobo temadvodza nemajaha latfungatsa ematoho ukuthi akabasekele ngako konke labanako. Leli cembu likusho lokho emcimbini lohlanganiswe inhlangano ye-Change a Life Foundation wokucokelela timali tekusita abobabe labange-50 labavuka bayotfungatsa ematoho kumathapha.
I can't stop thinking about you. Everybody, let's go.
Lo mcibo makhitsa sibhekane lebo uhlanganisa isikhwama se-Change a Life Foundation
Kwakungasikho nje ukuchaza kuphela kodwa inhloso lenkulu bekucula lathi imali tekusita bobabe labatfungatse ematoho kumatsapha. Umphathi we-Change Life Foundation Bongani Mama uchaza kabanti.
Labo babe thile lesizama kubasithi. Bobabe labavukako every day. Bageze, bawalke long distances. Bayo khwanzi. Abafana nabo babe labavuka bagicike, bacabanga ekuganga, bacabanga ukuhlukubetha bomake, ukuhlukubetha abantwana. Kukhona lebakwendako.
Icembu lemafikizolo leladuma kakhulu ngengoma lebeyisiye bhuti ngihamba nawe. Lithi kulukhuni kuba indvodza lesatfungatse ematoho ngakho abasekelo ngilabo labaphila nabo.
As men, you always have this heavy load that you are the sole provider sometimes at home. You become the one who's carrying the family, and as you know, as black people, we do not only carry our own immediate families, but we have bigger families, sisters and brothers and cousins, and the challenges are on the men. They feel it more because they have to be the ones that provide.
You know, it's important to Siba support, especially from a young age growing up, because that's how they become responsible people. So njengoba nathi nje sihlala sinenkinga zethu zosimami sicela abobaba ukuthi basupport nathi esabomama kumele sihlale sibasupport.
Umbiko wenhlangano kaMhlaba iWorld Bank ukhomba ukuthi eminyaka wa-2021 ebalinganiswe lemashumini lamabili nakuthathu nengxenye 23.7% bantu besilisa labangakaqashwa kuleli. Etinzabeni kubika Fortune Dlangamandla inamangaliso nzinisa seMalkensi.
Lisebenita kamhlabuhlangene kuleli United Nations nemindeni yato tibe ingcenye yokugubha usuku lomndeni njengengcenye yokugubha liviki lekuhlanganisa iminyaka lengama-70 lenhlangano yabakhona. Kulolu suku bekudlalwa imidlalo ehlukahlukene emcimbini lobanjwe ngemgcibelo esikoleni lesiphakeme esifundazane eMbabane.
Njengengcenye ichubeka igubhe iminyaka lengama-77 inhlangano yakamhlabuhlangene yabakhona lenhlangano kuleli iyachubeka nekugubha leviki layo lenhlangano lapho ihlanganise 70 lenhlangano nemindeni yato kwadlalwa imidlalo lehlukahlukene esikoleni lesiphakeme sasesifundazane ngemgcibelo. Sibusiso Mgadi lobuketa inhlelo nekuchumana kulenhlangano ulandzisa ngebumcoka balolu suku.
Nje sambisa lwati lokuthi mhlabuhlangene uwendani. Lokukhulu kenyalo lesikusebenzayo songumhlabuhlangene indzaba ye-agenda 2030. Agenda 2030 tinhlangothi takhe ndawo zema-pillars akhe lamakhulu si-divide lama-teams abangu-4 ngaleti nhlangothi letinkulu. Kune-team yaka-prosperity, kune-team yaka-planet, kune-team yaka-people, kune-team ye-peace. Siqale ngama-aerobics nje kuseni bakolo kwangena ama-games, but bokuma-games lakahle ukuthi nebamfana bangabadlala akuyi ngesisindo sakho akuyi nangebukhulu bakho bukhona kwadlala. So we had lots of fun with imindeni sakhona nokukwatana ngoba nasengathi umndeni wakho sho sengikwati kabani.
Le nhlangano ke beyihlanganisa netinye inhlangano etingaphansi kwamhlabuhlangene letisebenta kuleli kugubha lolu suku. Etindzabeni tanamuhla ngingena emsebenzini asimuva shongwe esifundazane eMbabane.
Kutemidlalo licembu leMbabane Swallows lishaya icembu leGreen Mamba ngemagoli lamabili ecanzeni, kanti licembu leMbabane Highlanders lona lidlala ngekulingana neDenver Sundowns ngelicanza ecanzeni. Swallows ide kulomdlalo ingakase yanqoba namunye umdlalo soloku kuqale isizon. Kube ngiyo lecala kangcono ngesikhathi Bashir Mutanda valela ekhathi lekuqala lemidlalo ngemuva kweliphutha emuva kuGreen Mamba. Esigameni sesibili kube ngiyo iSwallows levalela lesibili lemidlalo nakalecinzetela ngenhloko Felix. Umdlalo waphela ngalamabili ecanzeni yanqoba iSwallows. Kanti emidlalweni lomunye iMbabane Highlanders idlale ngekulingana neDenver Sundowns ngelicanza ecanzeni. Satephetha indzaba tefungeleto temidlalo sitawutsa salikhefu nasibuya sitabe sikhulumisana na Deputy Pico sibuka abantu impela somvulo lesisuka kiyo.
lesi sikhathi lapho khona emaphoyisa agubha kuba khona kwawo even. Kulapho kukhuthathwa khona sive ukuthi sike sihlale phansi sibuke bumcoka bemaphoyisa empilweni yabantu. Siphindze sibuke indlela letinsha tekuphepha kubo bonke bucala lobuveta sihloko. Sive sakangwane siyakhunjutwa ukuthi singawafaki emaphoyisa etinkulumeni tepolitiki ngoba liphoyisa alingeni futhi alingenelani nepolitiki. Emaphoyisa alwa nebucala netingoti temgwaco kuphela nje. Ingako emaphoyisa athi wonke umuntu eveni akahlale ngaphandle kwekunceneka ukuthi angahle ahlaselwe tilwane tasendle. Umuntu lohlala Eswatini akatiphilele atisebentele ngaphandle kwekwesaba kuhlaselwa kwemucwa nekucekelwa phansi kwembahla yakhe. Nawe wena lophathekile emaphoyisa athi digulele kahle uze uphile ngaphandle kwekuphatamiseka. Lokungenteka ngekuthi tidlova tingene tihlasele labo labakunakekelako kuleyo ndlu. Sive lesihlakaniphile nguleso lesiphakamisa kusebenta kwemaphoyisa nabo bonke labalwa nebucala. Ngale kwaloko timbungushe tiyawuwangenela emazinyane kungenamuntu ekhaya. Lo mlayeto niulethelwa ngemaphoyisa embube abambisene nomsakato wetithombe.
Asibenze sinemukele sikuvuselana losanza ukusivulela ehlelweni Kusile breakfast show lesikhathi sesivele sinaye lisekela lemchumanisi wamaphoyisa nesive noSiphamnguni kuthi siniketa sithombe sokuthi impela somvo lesisuka kiyo ihambe kanjani. Asivusele deputy Pico engabe kwe weekend ime kanjani nasibuka dona Dikameko. Asibenze sikuvusele deputy Pico ingabe impela somvo lesisuka kiyo ihambe kanjani.
Siyabonga kakhulu kubo babukeli beEswatini TV. Impela isonto lesibenayo yona ayisiyo kumbe benetigigaba letinkulu kakhulu kodwa nje lesengakusho esiveli ukuthi sibenayo imiphefumulo lilahlekako yaba ngu8 lapho khona lesithupha yakhona kube dingoti temgwaco le titeke ngetindlela ehlukahlukene ngangokuthi labanye kumbe bashayiswe imoto basewela emgwacweni kanti kwanze ukuthi labanye ngilaba gicike ngato imoto ngekuthi kumbe bahluleke ukuthi lawula le kulesiphindekelo lokwendekile ukuthi sibone kusiba nema armed robberies lapho khona kuthathwa indvodza yabantu ngesibhuku dithathwa abantu labangatiwa baphethe ibhamu. Sinayo nje lapho ukuthi ngalesihlanu indvodza leneminyaka lengu41 yasembabane endaweni yasempolonjeni kwafika abantu labane baphethe ibhamu lapho khona bagcina bathatha imali bathatha netincingo esitolo. Bathi-ke kuwo kona lokho base baphinde bathatha nayo imoto leyi 7-seater MPV lemnyama ngembala bayithatha-ke namhla besengakayitholi. Kulenye-ke futhi isigigaba lesendeke itolo lapho khona eGamanzini esitolo sa Price Right lokusho ukuthi ku wholesale nakhona kufike abantu lebe bahlomile bahlome ngawo ema-pistols nasinye isibhamu lesikhulu nabo-ke bangene esitolo bathagcine bathethe imali le kunyale maphoyisa asatawusho ukuthi engabe kugcinena kubalwa kakhanzala lathi bathethe emalini. Baphindeke futhi bathatha nasesibhamu lesincane lebese sakhe umphathi waleso sitolo iPrice Right. Nabo-ke laba kuthiwa-ke bona befike ngetimoto letibili yinye imnyama nayo kuthiwa lihlobo le-MPV lelenye-ke ibovu nokuthi satawuzama kubuka kahle ukuthi ingabe beyilihlobo lini. Nabo-ke laba kunginyalo emaphoyisa asesemigwacweni nje afuna bona le futhi angathanza kucela nasesiveni ukuthi nabangababona laba bantu phela abathinze wona emaphoyisa enombolweni yenhlaba mkhosi. Lese ngaphinze sikusho nje esiveni ukuthi sibone bantwana lababili basenzaweni yakucoma indaba bamita kule weekend lesibuya kiyo lapho khona munye wabo uthi athi angena emfuleni azama ukudipotisa enzaweni shothi bangene emfuleni lekuthiwa yiNgwavuma. Wathi nakangena wase sowuqala kumita lona ke lebekahamba naye lebaneminyaka munye unaye ubese sowuyangena athi phela uzama kulekelela lona mngani wakhe naye ngenhlahla lembi wagcina sekathathwa ngolawo manje lekusho ukuthi nje babe sebayasilahlekela bobabili labantwana lapho khona i-community yakhona Coma Indaba ikhonile kube seyihlaba umkhosi basheshe bazama ukubakhipha kodwa kwakhanzakala kunabafikisa esibhedlela emathanjeni kwakhanzakala ukuthi ivele sebasishiyile emhlabeni. Kungilapho nje singamaphoyisa sithanza ukuxwayisa kakhulu ebatalini ukuthi lokhu sibona lihlobo selingenile siyacela phela kakhulu ukuthi batali ababayale abantu babo ukuthi bangangilokothi bangene emandini ngoba vele tikikaba sicabanga ukuthi sisekade bona kona noma litulu lisengakaqali kuna kodwa nje tingodi tekumida sesicalile vele siyadibona. Siyacela kakhulu ukuthi batali othishela etikolweni abaphela abatshele kakhulu bantwana ngenzaba ngengodi yemali ukuthi sitawugwema kulahlekelwa imiphefumulo ngalendlela.
Noke vakala sibonga kakhulu mngoni kusiniketa loyo mbiko wemphela somvo lesisuka kiyembukele asatha likhefu sitabuye sitachubeka nehlelo.
Pay your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3# and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
I do the most. Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asimize sinimukele sekuvusele nawo losanza kusivulela lomhla ehlelweni kumsombuluko lesikhathi sitaphinze sibuke leto letihamba imbili ukulamanye emave sechubekela khona even lasemelika lapho khona sekusela amalanga lambalwa ukuthi kubanjwe lokhetho lwama mid-terms.
Abortion, immigration, or inflation. These are just some of the hot-button issues on the table in this year's midterm elections, which are less than 2 weeks away. However, for this Texan in particular, there is one issue that has his undivided attention above all others: gun rights.
As far as the firearms being the main criteria, kind of yes right now for the midterm elections. I'm going to be watching which candidates do support our Second Amendment rights and who's for more freedom, basically.
Proudly wearing his Glock 19 at his hip, he says 3 events convinced him to carry a gun: a burglary at a friend's place, a shooting in a neighboring house, and Hurricane Ike in 2008. During blackouts caused by the natural disaster, David and his family protected their home with his older brother's weapons.
A good reason to have quite a few of them. If anything bad happens, you can arm your neighbors and they can help you with, any situation that that happens to come along.
Texas has some of the laxest gun laws in the country and was recently rocked by one of the worst school shootings in U.S. history, which saw 19 children and 2 teachers killed, spurring once again a nationwide debate on banning automatic rifles. However, for David and his friends, banning certain types of guns is not the answer.
You're going to leave people empty-handed, and anybody that wants to cause any harm, they'll do it.
A sentiment current Texas governor and re-election candidate Greg Abbott would agree with.
Kanti solo sikilo live lasemelika njengoba kuveta ukuthi umbiko ukuthi kube nemumfu lohlasele umyeni wespeaker sasendlini yeparlamente Nancy Pelosi.
Surgery for a fractured skull and injuries to his right arm and hand. Doctors expected Paul Pelosi to make a full recovery with Nancy back from Washington at his bedside. But Friday's home attack on the House Speaker's husband has sent shockwaves across American politics.
This is despicable. There's no place in America. There's too much violence, political violence, too much hatred, too much vitriol.
This is tragic. Somebody literally broke into their home saying, "Where's Nancy?"
Those words, "Where's Nancy?" echoed chants bellowed during the US Capitol insurrection when rioters searched menacingly through the halls for her. However, little was known of David DePape, the 42-year-old who was arrested at the scene for intruding the Pelosi home. Officers say he forced entry into the 3-story townhouse through a rear door before confronting Paul Pelosi. Pelosi himself is said to have alerted 911 through a coded phone call to throw off the intruder, with police arriving at the time of the attack.
Officers, while still outside of the doorway threshold, gave commands to both men to drop the hammer. Mr. DePape immediately pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently attacked him with the hammer. The officers immediately entered, tackled the suspect, disarmed him, took the hammer away from him, and took the suspect, Mr. DePape, into custody.
The assault came 11 days ahead of a heated midterm election. US Homeland Security and the FBI have warned of a heightened threat from domestic extremists, with perceptions of election fraud fueling any potential violence.
Inhlangano yakamhlaba United Nations ivete ukukhathazeka kwayo ngendlela labo labebadeleka e-Iran baphethwe ngayo.
Women flying their headscarves in the air and cutting their hair in public. This image has become the symbol of anti-authority protests in Iran. Elsewhere in Mahabad in the west, a crowd shouts death to the dictator as a fire burns at the town governor's office. While in the capital, Tehran, a month and a half after the death of Mahsa Amini, several hundred people chant slogans against the Islamic Republic. Protests across Iran are not waning, and neither is repression, which is, if anything, getting stronger. According to Amnesty International, security forces have killed at least 8 protesters since Wednesday. A heavy-handed reaction which has prompted a swift response from the international community. France has announced fresh sanctions, while the United Nations has said it's launched independent investigations.
The international community has a responsibility to take action to address impunity for human rights violations in Iran, and I therefore have called for the prompt establishment of an independent investigative mechanism in all human rights violations leading up to and since the death of Gina Mahsa Amini.
Protesters have been detained in their droves in a crackdown of what Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi deemed as riots. Meanwhile, a terrorist investigation has been launched following an attack that killed at least 15 people at a Shiite shrine in the city of Shiraz on Wednesday.
Asiyeveni lase-Netherlands kuboshwa abantu labathafu kulandzeleka ukuthi kube nema-protesters la protesta kabanti ngendzaba ye-climate change.
The girl with the pearl earring, the latest target of climate protesters.
How do you feel when you see something beautiful and priceless being apparently destroyed before your eyes?
This video published on social media shows one activist trying to superglue his head to the world-famous artwork, while another empties what looks like a tin of tomato soup over him. A bold activism stunt that left a mixed reaction among visitors at the Mauritshuis Museum in The Hague.
Even though I might be even in favor of what they want to achieve, this is not the way to do it. And I don't think they will get a lot of support by the public.
You must keep your hands off such a beautiful painting. It's not very respectful.
A few days earlier, Just Stop Oil activists smeared cake over a statue of King Charles III at Madame Tussauds in London. While in Germany, Claude Monet's haystacks was covered in mashed potatoes.
We are in the middle of a climate catastrophe, and the only thing we are afraid of is tomato soup or potato on a painting.
Vincent van Gogh's sunflowers at London's National Gallery and the Mona Lisa at the Louvre in Paris have also been on the receiving end of food-related climate protests. Extreme methods that this climate activist says are the most effective way to get people's attention.
Given that people clearly don't seem to be giving much thought to the fact that it's 20 degrees in Paris in October and 35 degrees in the south, maybe targeting things which people are more affected by, maybe art, famous paintings, it has the power to make people more aware of this fight and its urgency.
No damage was done to this masterpiece or the others thanks to protective glass.
Kanti-ke live lase-France liqinisete kuphepha kulungiselela i-Rugby World Cup kanye nema-Olympic Games.
During this simulation exercise near Paris, a suspicious drone hovers in the sky, potentially equipped with an explosive. It's spotted and tracked immediately thanks to these ultra-sophisticated satellites and cameras able to be deployed in under 2 hours. All it requires is a mouse, a joystick, double screens, and a human operator to judge the threat, and in necessary cases, to trigger a targeted jamming.
From the moment the jamming is put into effect, the reaction time is immediate. It's very, very fast.
The drone pilot instantly loses control of his device.
We no longer see anything, so we simply cannot do anything.
France has pledged €350 million to develop the system over the next decade, with plans to begin operation as early as 2023. It aims to provide security at next year's Rugby World Cup, the 2024 Paris Olympics, but also at sensitive sites like nuclear power plants.
There is a real threat. There are more and more drones. Even if a drone is not a threat per se, it can be one. If a drone happens to fly over a stadium, it could cause a stampede because it can scare people.
More than 250,000 drones fly each year in France, and the number is on the rise. Machines that also pose increasingly real threats abroad, with reports of suspicious drones flying recently over Norway.
Kanti-ke solo siqhubeka nayo i-World Cup yase-Qatar. Kuyavelela ukuthi i-Qatar World Cup organizers hit back at Australia rights criticism.
With less than 3 weeks until the World Cup kick-off, the controversy surrounding Qatar's human rights record shows no sign of letting up. In a world first, the Australian men's national team have become the first football team qualified for the tournament to publicly criticize the host nation and call out abuses carried out against migrant workers and the LGBTQ+ community.
We have learned that the decision to host the World Cup in Qatar has resulted in the suffering and in the harm of countless of our fellow workers.
A 2021 report by the International Labour Organization showed that at least 50 World Cup workers died in 2020 and hundreds more were severely injured. It also estimates that the number of casualties could be higher than announced, saying the country does not report all the work-related deaths that have occurred. Over the summer, Qatar came under fire for deporting migrant workers who protested and demanded their unpaid wages, citing breaches of security laws. In their video, the Australian team pled for the host nation to do more to improve labor conditions and to soften their stance on LGBTQ+ rights.
This must include establishing a migrant resource centre, effective remedy for those who have been denied their rights, and the decriminalisation of all same-sex relationships. These are the basic rights that should be afforded to all and will ensure continued progress in Qatar.
In the face of the criticism, Qatar's World Cup organisers hit back, saying no country is perfect and that imposing labour laws has also been a challenge for Australia.
Kanti-ke siyalibamba lapho tangaphandle takuleli sithatha salikhefu sibuye sikhulumisane nebetemidlalo.
Sehlelweni lethi lithini libandla siyambonga uNkulunkulu uhlelo lize libuyele emoyeni.
Basically ngingathi nje empeleni yabona uNkulunkulu nakadala umhlaba including bantu.
Leti khathi leti tethenjisiwe mofundzi incwadi yaJohn chapter 16 verse number 33.
The way the gospel has been portrayed mayiletshwa lakubantu yabo yende ukuthi abantu babe offended.
Sikholwa futhi ukuthi sidaphinde siba nabo evikini lelitako sikhulumisa yona le ndzaba lesikhuluma ngayo emsakatweni wakho Eswatini TV sibuko semaswati.
Ayijesuke kama lakho likhulu Jesuke
Welcome back. Asivusele nalo sanza kuzivulela kulesikhathi sidabukele toto emidlalo lebetenteka kule mphela sombo with our sports journalist Fabrice Mosaria. Fabrice, good morning and welcome to Kusile. So dining team lebetenteka this past weekend nasibuka tona temidlalo and sibonile ukuthi ima AFCON under 23 bebadlalele AFCON baphumile iqembu laseSwatini. How did that game went?
Quite impressive, Lungele. It's a very good morning. For me, in as much as but you look at the journey, how the team they faced. Football is football, but you can't bring that as an excuse. But you have to also to look at, they played Egypt 2 legs. The first leg was here at home. We played a 0-0 draw. So the away game was going to be the final game in Egypt, where we will know where the faith is in terms of AFCON under 23, and we also are talking about Olympics, where we are going to be part of the teams that are going to be taking part of the Olympics. But credit goes to Coach Eswatini Ndibane, who is in charge of that team, because going to Egypt, knowing how Egypt are, let's not say it's an excuse, but we're looking at the standard of both countries in terms of football. For them, I think they're at the level of, we can say, they are a professional league, and their under 23s obviously play in some of those big teams, your Al Ahly, your what. For us, we get your under 23, we get them from our small teams, your Milling Hospice, everywhere within the M10. So, in as much as they were defeated, credit goes to them. I think they played a beautiful game. I think if you can look at the results, 1-0 away in Egypt, Cairo. So, I think they should carry on from where they are now. The team should not be detached, in as much as some of them maybe will be older than 23, but I think it's a good job done by Coach Eswatini Ndibane.
All right, so okay, I think we're just shifting away from football, Fabrice. Also, there's an athlete, Lose Russia, Lotula scholarship years, Lofunzaga Banding, athletics. Tell us more about that.
You remember last week in a press conference, Eswatini Olympic Commonwealth Games Association, through their CEO Maxwell Chere, they highlighted that in preparations for Paris 2024, some of these athletes are going to be, moved to some of the well-known facilities in Europe in preparations for Paris 2024. And I think when they mentioned that, it's the plan to say, let's take them to a light, training facilities where they can, gain more exposure ahead of Paris. And I think my expectation is at some point we will hear something from, Ioga attaching Swazibolt. We'll probably hear something attaching also some of our swimmers, your Haley Hoy, Osman Dlamini. We'll hear something also from some of the athletes like Taekwondo. But this time around, it's the boxer Tabiso Dlamini that we know. He's our elite boxer in the country. So he's in Russia, Moscow, as we speak. He left with himself, Maxwell Chere. I think the relationship so far that we have with executive of boxing, I think through the hard work of Pet Dlamini as the executive member of boxing, you also talk about the president himself, Webster Lukele also is a member of the executive in Africa. So those are the ways maybe you can say negotiations were made to say, you know what, can you take one of our athletes? Maybe you could have wished also to have Zwedi, the second top athlete also away. But this is also a big chance. How we've seen him Tokyo 2020, how he performed. So going to Russia for a whole year in preparations for Paris. So I think it's thumbs up for Ioga to achieve that deal to ensure that the athlete is in a well established facility for the preparations.
Okay, so we'll be there for a whole year. Training in Russia, in preparation for the games.
I think if you look at maybe when they're playing these qualifiers for the Olympic Games, or the athletes they meet the so-called professional countries. You meet someone from, I would say, from Trinidad Tobago, who full-time is a boxer. So you, as a local boxer, your only exposure has been maybe to South Africa. Not to undermine South Africa. They are well established than us. But now when you take your athlete now to a country like Russia, where they take these sporting codes to the level of being a sport full-time based, so it's going to help very much. So I'm not saying that we are expecting a podium finish, but the results will not be the same come 2024 Paris Games.
All right, so now let's talk about the World Cup. It seems like everybody's talking about this, about it these days. How many days? Less than 20 days?
Less than 20 days.
Correct. Okay. So, ingavela mhlambe yinje mhlambe lesingayikhatha the World Cup. Rasponje hype, bamtse baqalile ukukhuluma ngayo kakhulu. So, kuhamba njani nje World Cup?
There's a serious case. Actually, I took 2 hours yesterday trying to study what's going on, especially in Qatar and some of the countries. And I think this is going to be very much helpful for some of the viewers to say, yes, we will broadcast, as you know, the World Cup. But some of the concerns that are coming in Qatar and some of the countries, there's a group that has got teams, that has got England, that has got Iran, that has got US, and that has got also Wales. Now, there is a big issue where Iran now have actually, are trying to do things the different way. Iran as a country, women are not allowed to attend football in their country. Iran as a country, everything a woman has to do, it has to be a permission of a man. Now, there's a problem also of issue of, gender and LGBT community. These are the things FIFA has said football accommodates everyone. So we are not separating football with genders, race, and everything. So for Iran, their first game is against England. There have been politics to say they cannot play against England. There have been politics they cannot fly to Qatar. So there are all those issues being surrounding. Now, Iran, and another thing that is coming out is that they have never played any friendly or any official match against England. And then if you look at the group they're in, politically, they are not really in good books with countries like US and UK. So when you're in the same group with UK and US, so there are all those politics also coming out that Iran might be supporting Russia with the issue of Russia and Ukraine going. So now, with 3 weeks remaining, people are wondering, can maybe Iran be taken out and be replaced maybe by Ukraine? But you look at also some of the FIFA rules to say, for you to take out a team in a competition, how many days do you need to do that? Can that be done? So a lot of politics are happening. And then the shocking part is that some of these Iranian fans, they support clubs in England. They support your Manchester, they support your Arsenal and your Chelsea. But in a private way, they cannot put it out there. But the biggest issue is to say, we cannot have a stadium of 80,000 capacity where 60,000 is England fans and there are no Iranian fans in the stadium. That's an issue. There's issue also of official sponsors of the 2022 Qatar. We've seen in the past where one would say beverages that are so-called alcoholic beverages, your Budweiser, your Heineken, being the official sponsor. Now Qatar, being a Muslim country, they feel like these are some of the things that they will not assign themselves to. But it's a lot that is going on behind the scenes. It's not to say the World Cup will be cancelled, but these are serious concerns because you've got countries like Germany, you've got countries like Brazil, Uruguay. The tradition is when it's a World Cup, you have to have alcoholic beverages. So then you ask yourself how you travel in a country without alcoholic beverages. They're not saying they're going to be banning them, but there are those concerns to say, are we going to have a World Cup where fans travel all the way from your Argentina, Brazil, all the way from US, and they cannot have alcoholic beverages. So it's a lot taking place. It's a lot happening. But the issue of racial abuse, your gender and everything, it's some of the things that are being highlighted because for Qatar and Iran, these are countries where they're very, very strict when it comes to their culture, how they want women to be, how they want the society to be, how they want everything to be. So it's exciting to see how it's going to roll. But we can't wait. 28 games will be live here on Eswatini TV. Come the 20th of November, first game live.
All right, thank you so much, Fabrice Mbukeli. Besikhulumisana naye Fabrice Musonera, who is our sports journalist. Asiniketa nje sithombe sokuthi impela Somvula sisuka ke yoyihambe kanjani kudote emidlalo kusele nje maviki lambalwa ukuthi sisale icala i-World Cup khona eveni la Qatar. Let's take a break. Nasibuya sidabe siphatha lihlelo.
Why should we pay our TV license? The content on our local television is actually more up to date. The industry is enhanced.
It is a criminal offense not to pay your TV license and attracts a fine of 500 emalangeni or 6 months imprisonment.
And the industry is definitely blooming, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we have for you. But we'll be right back just after the break and we'll give you more of Miss V.
I pay my TV license. That's why I can enjoy the benefits of an enhanced industry and keep track with recent transformation.
Mommy, who pays for a TV license and what are they paying for?
The owners of TV set and a gadget with a tuner like DVD set have to pay.
Pay your TV license at NetBank with the details provided on screen. Or use your cell phone via the mobile money pay. You could also visit your nearest post office and pay there. Pay your TV license via Eswatini Mobile Imali. Any TV device retailer can purchase a license to trade. Pay your TV license and enhance the industry.
I do the most. Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asimze sinemukele kusele 2 minutes kusishaya isimo esiphohlongo lomhla ekseni selephethe lapho hlelo lwethu lomuhla ngomsombuluko sibonga kakhulu ukuthi nibe nathi lomhla ehlelweni sesinivalile sasithemba ukuthi indaba nelisuku lelihle leliviki lelihle nalelibusisekile sanibona kusasa nisale kahle.